I am that I am, Adamus of Saint-Germain. I have to ask the question to each and every one of you, what really matters in your life? 5 points, few words. It tends to be things like, I matter. I matter. That should be at the top of your list. I matter. To me, my journey, my life, that's what matters. Love matters, but love for yourself. A little peace, a little solace, a little joy, that should matter. Beyond that, not a lot matters. It really doesn't. It's so easy to get tangled up into all the stuff going on in life and to still come back to these nagging questions. Am I doing the right thing? Why do I feel terrible? Those things, they really don't matter. You're wasting a lot of your energy with that constant kind of mental self-evaluation. It really doesn't matter. None of it. What matters is you, is the love of yourself, is the joy of staying here on the planet. It's pretty much it. I spent a relatively short lifetime, back hundreds, thousands maybe of years ago, as a Zen monk, part of the time in China and then part in Japan. It was an interesting lifetime. I wanted to experience Zen. Zen is that constant questioning of the purpose. What is the purpose of life? In Zen, you realize you strip everything down to the essence, and even then, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Other than what matters to you. Zen question of the day: what comes after completion? Feel into it for a moment and feel into it as the master. You come to the point of completion, and in Zen, we called it samsara. Samsara. Samsara means exactly that. You're coming to the end of cycles, particularly when you think in terms of the human incarnational cycles of death and birth. You come to the end of that. It's samsara. And nothing's ahead. We go off the circular, that continuation that you've been on, and go into something different. And what is it, you say? Well, it's for you to find out. I'll tell you right now, though, it's not necessarily linear. It's not just a bigger circle. It's not just being a happy human and doing nothing. It's much more than that. It's maturity. You can't have maturity without having had experiences. And the experiences, it's not even that they're teaching anything to you. It's not about lessons in life. You realize that there are certain ways to do things for your happiness and joy. Certain ways not to do things because they make you miserable and they make the people around you miserable as well. You realize that there are things that matter and many things that don't. Many, many, many things that do not matter. And you let those go. That's maturity. And what happens after many, many lifetimes, you come up to a point of maturity. You come to a point of being seasoned, understanding more and more of what's really important, what matters to you. And that maturity then is the very thing that puts you into that state of nirvana. In nirvana, it's not just about the bliss at all. It's about recreating oneself, but not at the level of the human. The recreation occurs at the level of the master. And that master then hands these gifts to the human and says, now live them. Live in this new way. Experience in this new way. Be with this new light. Let the human now sit in the passenger seat. Let the master come in. It's a whole different way of living. It's a whole different way of experiencing your realization as you stay here on the planet. Let's talk about new light for a moment. We've been talking about it in Kihak to a degree in the Shouds, but new light is very different than what I call classic light, typical light. Light is a result of energy being called into service, whether it's by the soul, by the master, by the human, but particularly in this case, let's say the human, wanting or desiring something. That calls forth light. Boom, energy comes in now flowing as light. That light now creates gravity. Yes, the light creates gravity. That gravity creates time and space. And all that put together starts creating the material world. So what's happening right now is that light that you've been working with forever, that light that creates reality, the reality which then gives you a playground for experiences. That light is changing, and it's what I call the new light. It pretty much operates like the old light, except it's got wisdom. It has maturity. It has depth. But what happens now is the human realizes they don't have to stress over their daily needs and wants, because one of the attributes of new light, things just come to you, sometimes before you even know you need them. New light is so subtle that you may not even realize it's right there. It's right there. You're looking for something big out there. It's subtle in here, but yet in its subtlety, it's very deep. So what really matters, or what comes after completion, let's find out without trying to think our way through it or manage it. Let's just allow it to happen. Take a good deep breath into yourself as the master, as the human now. It comes to the end of its cycles. The human facet has done what it was supposed to do. But now that that's coming to an end, now the master emerges and lives quite differently, lives and plays with this new light quite differently. Let's all take a good deep breath together on this beautiful day. And back to the Zen. What happens after completion is what you allow yourself to remember.